boys and girls, I'm Nick in the States, and today we're going to sit here and talk about, well, this lovely thing. And this lovely thing, pray tell, is an early 2000s, late 90s Gibson SG Classic with two P90 pickups. Now, these are kind of a take on the 1960s Gibson SG specials, made famous by people such as Pete Townsend. And it's been updated, though. And what I like about this is a couple of key things. It had a stop tail. Now it has a toner down tension bar and a Bigsby. But it had a stop tail and a tune-o-matic bridge, which gives you intonation liberation, right? It's a lot easier to intonate than the classic wraparound tail pieces, and you don't have to swap it for one of those badass bridges to make things kind of work well. But this is really cool because I always thought that P90 pickups with their little bit of brighterness, a little bit of punch, and a little bit of growl work great in an SG because things are just mahogany. They tend to be a little bit darker, kind of, especially with humbuckers, which is why I like them with punchier humbuckers. Anyway, I'm just rambling. What I like about this has a bound neck, so it looks better than your garden variety, specials that are out there, the newer ones. It also has an inlaid Gibson logo in the headstock, which looks all kinds of classy. Now, this one also came with Grovers, which is cool because they tend to hold tune a little bit better. I like the look of them aesthetically on this guitar too, compared to like vintage style tuners. Aside from that, it's your classic, fret end nibs, rosewood fretboard. It's the large guard, a very nice piece of cherry stained mahogany, one piece mahogany neck, 24 3/4 inch scale, 2 volume, 2 tone, the top breaking, top mounted hole for your cable, plugs in right next to the pickup, right next to the tone and volume knobs. Things are a little tight down there, but the 3-way flip switch is sitting right down here with my Bigsby completely in the way with it, so it becomes a pinky flicker. You're a pinky flicker. But what's cool is it just has really tasty, clean tones without even having to do anything with it. And as a public service message, remember a little bit of Bigsby goes a long way. So anyway, very, very pretty. Those were all neck tones. It's just warm. It plays really well. And I'm not a big fan of Fender amps with Gibson humbuckers unless you're really pushing a lot of pedals to it. But I feel like Gibsons with the P90s really play well both with the Fender side of the fence and the Marshall side of the fence. Quick rig. PV Bandit 112 red stripe, solid state awfulness. Actually, it's really kind of warming with this guitar. I have electro-harmonic soul food, but this guitar really doesn't need it. Bridge, maybe. A little bright, but you get the picture. AC tone by Joyo. I like that a lot. Joyo California sound. no, it punches. These pickups are not a Stratocaster. P90s, as I've said, once again, children, pay attention. P90s are a ballsy, fun, articulate, killer pickup. The neck on these, let's talk about a couple key things. Feel. This is your big boy neck. It gets bigger, especially as you go up the neck. She's kind of wide. She's got some girth to her. She tapers out, but she's still that late 50s, early 60s transitional neck, but she get chunky as you go down. You know how it goes. Start off kind of skinny in a relationship, and then after a while, and you move on down the line, you tend to thicken up a little bit in the midsection. Guilty as charged. Anyway, that's how things go with this guitar. Overall, though, I love the aesthetic of it. Even with the stop tail, it was a great rock piece. It's one of those inspiring, fun guitars to play. With the Bigsby, it's just, it looks cool, because when do you ever see a Bigsby-equipped SG with a Bigsby B3? That's a B3. It's actually mounted just with the strap pin holding it in place. And then there's a towner down tension bar. Things slick right over here. Everything's good. I can take this off. No holes in the top, no harm, no foul. It's like it was never there. But I'll know it was. And I'll be happy and better off for it. Blow it off a little bit. All right, so really cool things. The bummer with these is you used to be able to find them in the low $600 range, and now they seem to only be in the $800 to $900 range, and even then still pretty rare, so they're a little hard to find. But Gibson does, or did offer in 2016, a 2P90 SG standard. So very much like this, except it had a flower pot, and it has the Les Paul style inlays up and down the neck. So you can get those and get all the same special sauce as this bad boy in a standard. And just for detail, this is a USA Bigsby B3, and it has a towner down tension bar with a towner hinge plate adapter to make it all Bigsby cool-like. The one thing it does need is she needs a bigger spring because the Bigsby arm is a little too close to the body. So that kind of causes some problems. With that, anyway, anywho, I've been in the States. This is a Gibson SG Classic. Go check them out. Really cool, and it's not a Les Paul. There you go, Barry. Take care, everybody. Thanks for coming by. Yeah, I got issues. Bye-bye.